This is Jay with Flaming Tokens, and today we are going to take a look at the top AI agent in terms of market cap today, and that's how we're going to find out through Coin Market Cap. So we're going to go into the categories section, and you can see they've got many different categories here, but you have AI and big data, but we're looking at AI agents. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So at the very top, you can see Artificial Superintelligence Alliance with a $3 billion market cap. So let's do a deep dive here, take a look at this coin and project. So if we take a look, zoom out, you can see it's been around for a long time, but right here is an interesting note. Fetch.ai, Singularity Net and Ocean protocol have collaborated to establish Superintelligence Alliance. All tokens will be consolidated to create a universal token, ASI. So you can find more about the announcement here on the article. And that's important to know because you could see there are basically three projects coming together as of April 2024. But this is the top project. The Superintelligence Alliance has announced an approval of the new project name Artificial Superintelligence with the new token ASI token merger. So yeah, you're going to have Fetch.ai's website. You're going to have all of that still in place, but what you need to know is what is their actual Twitter handle for one, and you could see Singularity Net, Fetch.ai, Ocean, and Kudos. Artificial intelligence must be open, decentralized, and built to the benefit of all sentient beings. Sentient beings being people who have emotions and not AI, right? So they're saying, like, we're building AI to help all you sentient people out there, sentient beings, whether you're an animal or a human, I guess, but let's go ahead and take a look here at what they're talking about. So $500 billion for AI shows one thing. AI is unstoppable with crypto AI. $45 billion is the potential is massive. Don't get left behind. Trump has announced a massive $500 billion AI investment. That doesn't mean it's all going to go into blockchain, and it definitely doesn't mean it's all going to go into this project just because it's number one. It just means that there's going to be some federal investment made into AI. But there's also going to be venture capital. There's also going to be retail investors. So money is going to come from a lot of different places, not just from the Fed. But you guys get the idea. How much of that is going to go to this project? That's yet to be seen. But if we pull up their actual website, so just so you know, if you go over here, their website on CoinMarketCap is wrong. They're using the Fetch.ai old website. You can see it as an Ethereum-based coin. But it's still got all the Fetch.ai information. But you need the actual website here, okay? And that actual website is right here, superintelligence.io. Artificial intelligence must be open, decentralized, and built for the benefit of all sentient beings. Well, this is important. One thing is they've got the name, right? Like, you know, it's not like a funny name like Google or Yahoo or NVIDIA. It's it's a very specific name. It's kind of like Internet Supercomputer, right? You know, it's like a name where they're basically saying this is exactly what we're doing. Whereas with some of these other projects, it seems like the most successful ones don't use serious names like this. They use like ChatGPT or something like that, which people don't really hear that and know what it means. Whereas with this one, they're like Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. It's the definition is in the name, right? So the token migration, that's important to know. You can see right here, you can read up on all the details of how that went down for those of you who are already holding maybe some of these other coins like Fetch or Singularity Net, and maybe you didn't get a part of your token merger when you should have. So if you haven't yet, you can take a look at that and see what's up with that. But let's take a look at the price, see where this thing can go long term. So it's been as high as $3.20. From here, that's like almost a 3x, but not quite a 3x. That would put the market cap, I don't know, around, say, in order to 3x from here, it'd have to go to 9 billion. Okay, so people are like, oh, that's not really too interesting. I can 3x my money with Ethereum probably if Ethereum ever goes to 10,000. Or they're like, well, I could 3x my money with Ripple if it ever goes to $10. So, you know, you could invest in those, but I would say that's more of the cap with ETH right now and more of the cap with XRP, whereas this, we don't know where the cap is going to be on these AI projects. I would say the only thing we really have to go off of right now is oracles. So if we go over here to rankings, for example, and we look at like, well, what's this thing going to catch up to? Okay, you could say it could go to Dogecoin's market valuation, 52 billion, but I mean, it should be. I mean, the top AI project should be worth more than a meme coin, I would say. Solana, that's a whole bunch going on Solana. So I don't really see it passing Solana because Solana has a lot of projects built on top of it as a layer one. But that's why I look at something like an Oracle Chainlink, 15 billion. That would give it like a 5x from here. So if we 5x from here, are you going to get excited for it? Maybe not. But we have to say, well, okay, that's because we haven't reached alt season yet. So in alt season, how high will the top AI agent coin go, or the top AI coin? Because if we go back here to categories, we can look at AI in general. AI and big data, for example, you can see the top AI coin is near protocol. You have internet computer up here. You also have render, BitTensor, Filecoin, and then you have artificial superintelligence. So if you look here, near protocol is the leader in all of AI, and they're sitting at 5.8. That's like a 2x from here. So it's kind of interesting to see where people will value this moving forward. But I mean, I don't really see in an alt season this thing being a problem. We have to hit alt season. So if the market ends up developing into what we think it's going to be, which is alt season, which is alternatives to Bitcoin, where's the money going to go? Who's going to get the investment? Is it going to go into AI? And then who in AI is going to be the leader, right? And that's what you're really looking for. And people think AI agents is going to be the leader, that category. But I would say right now, there's probably there is almost no downside to a project like this in a bull market if we stay bullish for 2025. But if you're going to invest, it's interesting. Do you take a long-term perspective or a short-term perspective? A lot of analysts are saying that the market is going to cool down towards the end of the year. Some people say it could end up going into the beginning of 2026. That's yet to be seen. We don't know exactly where it's going. But these are things you have to measure about your perspective here. Do you take a long-term approach to this? Well, if you believe this is the project of the future in 10 years, yeah, this thing's going to be a banger if you believe that. But we don't know right now. We don't know what the top AI coin for the long term is going to be. This thing could get devalued. It's just right now it's number one. But what we're looking for is to find out which one of these is going to win out. Internet Computer is basically doing everything. They are doing what Solana is doing. They've got faster transaction speeds. They can do more transactions per second, I believe, from the last data that I saw. But no one's building on top of it. They also do AI. So it's like Internet Computer, you take a look at that and you're like, is this thing a sleeping giant? Yeah, it's a sleeping giant if they execute on everything they say they're going to do. But we see this happen where people just write up a white paper and they have this big concept. They're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, this, and this. It's like someone who writes down on a piece of paper, I'm going to be a billionaire. Here's how I'm going to do it. But then the guy who doesn't write it down on a piece of paper, doesn't do any of that stuff, just does it. He ends up becoming the next thing, like, Solana. These guys basically launched at the same time as Solana, but Solana outpaced them. So it's kind of interesting to see where the market's going to go long term. I'm surprised Filecoin considers itself an AI, but we'll see. But if you go on to their Twitter, I would say that's where you really want to start keeping up with these guys. Like I said, they're a collaboration between Singularity Net, Fetch.ai, Ocean, and Kudos. So it's going to be interesting to see the future of AI agents, the future of AI, where the money's going to go. But as of right now, these are the number one guys at the top of the food chain. And if we just looked at the AI agent space a little bit more in detail for maybe some lower cap AI agent plays, we just did a video talking about our top 5 low cap AI agents to keep an eye on. Griffane was on there. I mean, if this thing caught up to Superintelligence Alliance, we're looking at a 5 to 6x. If you go down here a little bit more and you look at TARS, which is another one we reviewed, that one could be, a 10 to 15x. So maybe you don't want to invest in the number one coin like Artificial Superintelligence. Maybe you want to go into one of the startups that's just getting started here that could be even more developed and awesome. So, that's why it's important to pay attention to the AI agent space, because you're looking for those hidden gems in here. And that's kind of where we're at right now, is we're really hunting. But as of right now, we're starting off with the number one AI agent in the space, so you guys can get an idea of what the a benchmark is, and then we'll drop down into some of the hidden gems. Let us know in the comments which one you think is the best AI agent, which ones you think are the low cap AI agents, which ones you want us to do a deep dive review on, and then we'll see you guys on the next one.